Hi everyone, it's Laura, and today I'm here to talk about Funny Story by Emily Henry. So this is actually my first Emily Henry book, and I will be honest, I've kind of avoided her for a few reasons, just because she is so popular, and I don't want to always jump on popularity bandwagons. But then again, if she reaches so many people, there might be something to it. But not all of the plots for her books necessarily sounded interesting to me, but this one did. So when I saw this recently at the used bookstore, I thought that it was a sign that I should give it a shot. And overall, I really liked this. So if anyone is not familiar with the plot of this book is about Daphne, who had kind of a rough childhood. She had a single mother and an absentee father that was very flaky, would never meet her when he said he was going to, that type of stuff. And she moved around a lot because her mom kept trying to search for stability. And so that has affected Daphne a lot. At the beginning of the story, she has moved to Michigan to be with her fiance Peter and be closer to his family. And they've been living there. They bought a house. Her credit isn't that great because she is a children's librarian. And so the house is in his name. And he goes to his bachelor party and he ends up hooking up with his female best friend, Petra. And they decide that they're going to be together from now on. And so he kicks Daphne out of his house because his name is on the deed. And he goes off on vacation for a week with his new girlfriend, Petra. And it gives Daphne a week to move out and figure out everything. And so distraught, she ends up moving in with Miles, who is Petra's ex-boyfriend. And so they move in, and in an effort to get back at Peter and Petra, Daphne, at one point in a phone call, suggests that her and Miles are a thing now, and Miles is more than happy to go along with it. And I love a good fake dating trope, as long as it's done well. So that's basically kind of what sold me on this. And also just the messed up situation, how they ended up together and living together, that was intriguing to me. So I really liked a lot in this book. I liked seeing how Emily Henry dealt with the fallout of the two relationships that got blown up and the difference in how Miles and Daphne approach the grieving, healing process, basically. And both of them, Miles has his own story of a messed up family and how that and Daphne's past kind of affect their take on relationships and trust and all of that. And I really appreciated their humor because they both had kind of a very dry, sarcastic humor, which I appreciated. Like at one point, someone made some comment about, well, what happens if Peter and Petra get married, and like what's the end of this fake dating gonna be? And Miles makes some comment about, like, easy, we just have to get married and have kids and live happily ever after. Just I appreciate that type of humor. The only thing I didn't like about this book is the third act conflict did kind of go with the miscommunication trope. Because on the one hand, if when the misunderstanding happened, they were to sit down and talk, I don't know if either of the characters were emotionally and mentally in a place to have the necessary conversation that would be needed to resolve everything. But at the same time, the conflict was solved with just honest and open communication. And that is kind of a pet peeve, but maybe it just bothers me because it's overdone and it's kind of a cliche at this point, but it is something that happens. So can I really hold it against the book for being realistic in that sense? I don't know. So I have kind of mixed feelings on the third act conflict in this book. Also, as I'm editing this video, I realized I forgot to mention my other gripe with this book, which is basically that everyone says Peter and Petra are such great people, and that like she couldn't even really be mad at Petra because everybody likes Petra and she's such a great person. And Peter, you know, maybe he wasn't great for her, but he was so nice. But like their actions didn't live up to any of that. And I just found that anytime her or Miles gave either of them a little bit of grace, I was just like, no, they don't deserve it at this point. That's just so frustrating. And nothing ever really happened that seemed the vindication and justice that I really hoped that they would get. But maybe it's just too vindictive of me on my part to hope for some like comeuppance of a villain moment or anything, because, you know, not everything deserves that, and not everyone realistically gets a pie in the face or humiliated in the town square or anything like that. I don't know. But I did dislike how the rose-colored glasses for Peter and Petra never seemed to fully be taken off for Miles or Daphne. They seem to have glimmers of it where they were waking up to their true characters, but never really fully realized the scum that they were, at least in my opinion. But overall, I do really enjoy, like I said, seeing their process of getting over their relationships. I really appreciate the time that we see Daphne and Miles grow closer together and worry about whether or not this is just a rebound feelings that they're catching, or if it is serious, or well, what will this mean if they do pursue this, because they do live together. It is too soon to have these feelings, and just scared, obviously, of having their last relationship fail so spectacularly. Obviously, that's going to make anyone hesitant to want to jump into a new relationship. So overall, I think I'm going to give this a 4.25. It's 4.25 or 4.5, around there. I haven't officially decided yet. I think in the end of month wrap up, by then maybe I'll have finally figured out exactly what I want to land on. But I do really like this book. And again, while some of her other books don't really sound interesting to me, I will definitely pick up another book of hers if the plot sounds interesting. So overall, my first Emily Henry experience was very enjoyable. So that's all I have to say for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.